Hello, and welcome to the Stover Farm channel. I'm doing this again, and I've kind of learned my lesson a little bit. I'm listening to the audio in my ears, but I got to take this off because this is delayed for the stream and it's impossible to talk that way. So that headset comes off. This headset goes on, and now I think you can hear me chatting. Yes. Welcome. It's Saturday. There's really no reason, rhyme or reason to stream. I just felt like it. It is 90 some plus degrees in Indianapolis, Indiana. It's humid. It's hot. My yard hasn't been cut in 2 weeks, and I'm not even going to try it because all the yards are turning brown in the area. So I thought we'd get back to Convoy, Ohio. Appreciate you coming by. I said I'd do more of these. I didn't do well on the first one, and I got to give credit out to streamers that do this professionally or do this, I guess, all the time. It's not easy, especially if there's just one person. You're trying to make sure audio's okay and you can hear everything, and the computers are working, and it's tough. So kudos to all those out there, all those content creators, really anyone that goes out and does streaming. It's not easy. People think that oh, you just sit and play video games. I wish it was that easy, but it's not. So let's jump into it. Here is the game, and there we are. Let me make sure you can hear both the game and me. I think you can. I think everything is good. We're in Convoy, Ohio. This is the No Man's Land map that I created, and I'll go ahead. I'll pop in just a second here. Let's pop in this. There we go. I got my little ag monitor up in the right-hand corner for you, and the chat's open. Feel free to ask me anything you'd like. One of the things that I like to help folks as they're creating maps, as they're creating things in FarmSim. I don't have access to Giants Editor. I'm not a modder. There are many great modders out there. I am not one of them. And I try and make things in the map editor. So they're not perfect. They're not the greatest thing in the world. There are far better map makers than I. But I do try and help folks that are maybe on console trying to do things, don't have access to all the mods, find things. And, while we're at it, let's hop in my truck. I want to take you up real fast. So we're in the main farm right now. We'll hop in my F450. The plan for today, so I've got to, we've got to plant. We really, really need to plant. And I've got some corn in the ground. But what I thought I'd do is I'll take you up a little addition to my farm. We'll come across the old cobblestone bridge. You all helped me build this. Seems like many, many moons ago. Speaking of the moon, by the way, last night, big full blood moon. I don't think I remember seeing one, but last night was the first for me. And I picked my daughter up. She's doing a theater camp over the summer, and right as she got in the car, I looked over and I'm like, what is that? It's kind of coming up over the horizon, and it was the moon, and it was bright red, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So maybe we can't get that in FarmSim. I'd have to Photoshop that in. So what are we doing here? We are over at the, this is Meg's farm. This is Meg's area right behind the house. We all built this together. Things are fine. We've only got 2 horses. I'm trying to get a mod that exists where you can, make your horses happy all the time, because horses are a pain in the butt in this game. You have to ride them all the time, and they get dirty. I've only got 2 of them, and I can't even keep up with the 2 horses that I have. So, but they're fine. They're there. Let's take a look at the chat. Graham, what do you say here? Hey, when are you going to do the building challenge? Because I really want my farm to get picked. Thank you for mentioning that. So, yes, I got a ton of submissions for the farm. What we're doing, if you're curious, is I think it's really great to have people submit their farms. I build them for you in FarmSim. um, just in the map editor. I'm going to choose that farm the next round, so this will be the third round of building things this weekend. I basically I kind of write down A, B, C, D, E, F, G, assign a person to it, put it in a hat, pull it out. When I determine who that is, I'll email you. I'll let you know. And don't worry, like this isn't a once and done type thing. I really enjoy doing it. So I think I've got, like I said last time, a couple of these in me a month. So I'll keep doing them. If your farm doesn't get chosen, I will happily continue doing it, and we'll try to get through all of them over the course of, I don't know, however long you guys are happy watching it. You sent me the big horse farm, Graham. I got it. I think I replied to you. I really did try to reply to everyone via my email. It's in the description. It's withthestovers@gmail.com if you're interested. Again, withthestovers@gmail.com. You don't have to send me like a ton of stuff. Again, I don't want you to feel like you're like giving out personal information. Like a Google Maps aerial is fine. But I do like to hear kind of like the history of your farm. Because I think that's really important too. So folks have said like this is third generation farm. We're running case equipment. We're planting soybeans right now. Just again, I like to hear the history of your farm. I think it's really important. So I will make that announcement, and I will contact the person that gets picked for this third round probably tomorrow. So we crossed the train tracks, and you saw what I did. So this is the, what is this? The survival area of the farm. And I know some people go, oh my gosh, like what in the heck does this have to do with Farm Sim? It's just fun more than anything. This is one of the mods that's out on the Mod Hub, and it looks, like a just standard, like, barn? Metal barn? There's a helicopter over there. I know that's a little weird. But underneath, and we built this together, there's an underground facility. And this is an all-platform mod that's available on the in-game Mod Hub. And you come over here, and we walk, and we go into this area, and this is the actual location you can get into it. So you come over here, and I'm getting some stutters, I promise you. So I've actually been looking at computers to buy. The time has come to get into a proper PC build, because I'm tired of loading the game up with mods and getting stutters trying to stream. The time has come. So I'm looking to build something. I don't know what the heck I'm going to build. There's so many different opinions on it. AMD, Intel, NVIDIA, or I know so little about PC mods, so I'm learning. But hopefully soon I'll have a proper mod. So why did I come up here? Well, I thought we'd hop in the chopper. Again, this is all just for fun. Nothing to do with Farming Sim, other than the game is really an open platform for you to have fun in. I think that's really what it is all about. This is I couldn't find like an American chopper that actually worked. So instead I think this is a French chopper that it works really well. So I thought we'd just kind of go up over the farm, and I'll take you around and show you really kind of, I don't know, what the map looks like if you are unfamiliar with this build in Farm Sim. Again, this is no man's land, believe it or not. I know. We custom built it, and this was all done in the map editor. I've got tutorials on really everything we did. I wonder if that's a little too hot in your ears. Let me turn down. I don't know. Tell me how that sounds. I want to make sure you can hear me. Then again, I want you to hear the equipment, but I don't want you to get so annoyed by it. So yeah, No Man's Land. This was Alien Jim's blank map that just completely redone. We've got Convoy Nuclear Generating Station over here on the right. We've got the main interstate there. see if I can jump back into the chopper. I thought there was a way. Oh, no. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Oh, I hope I had a parachute. How the heck do I? Oh, no. Let's see here. Stand by. I might have done a bad thing. Can I get back into my chopper? We're going to have to... Oh, no. Where did it go? Let's see. What happens when your chopper flies? Oh, no. I think it might have flown away all the way out of the... That's not good. Let's do this the old-fashioned way then. Yeah, I thought it was going to be super cool there and, you know... fly a chopper around. Look how cool this is. But instead I, you know, jumped out of the chopper. So here we'll just use flight mode. Crashed and burned. Yes, I did. There's no parachutes in Farm Sim, my friends. But that chopper is long gone. It was expensive, too. So where were we at? So we're in the upper northwest-hand corner of Convoy. This is Convoy Nuclear Generating Station. Why do we, again... I do get questions of, like, why do you do all this stuff? It's not farming. Well, it's a community, so we're building a community. I think the answer to that question is really you can do anything in Farm Sim. It's kind of like Zombo.com. Anything is possible if you build it. Here's the Assembly of Freedom. This is the parody of Cletus McFarlane's Freedom Factory. So we've got the drag strip there. We've got Cletus's oval with the grass. Don't ever, you know, drive on the grass. There's the burnout pit. We've got Cletus's shops over there. That is the Assembly of Freedom. Plenty of Crown Vics. The run-out area of the drag strip. I built this just kind of for fun. This is areable land that you can come in and just, you know, do some ramping. And this actually does turn to mud when it rains. And then, as we fly back up, and we're going to get to farming. Don't worry. I want you to get the lay of the land to know where we're at. Because I don't know about you, but I watch some videos, and I never know where you're at, like on a map. And I think it's just kind of fun to see where everything's at. Here's the farm that we started on. You know, I thought I was farming 100 acres of land, and you all told me that my math sucked, and you were all right. It's nowhere near 100 acres. It's like maybe 50 acres. I don't know. My math in Farm Sim is not good. We've got a neighborhood. We've got, over there is the train area, the train yard, mechanic area. We've got MB Dyson. Actually, no, MB Dyson. I'm so sorry. MB Dyson is over in Meadowlands. This is truly Prairie State. So here's the dealership, Prairie State Tractor. We've got Dodge dealership, Ford dealership. These are all Snake Bizzle mods. I highly recommend you go over and check out Snake Bizzle. Snake Bizzle is a real asset to this community, as so many modders are. The fact that we get, and these are available on his itch.io page, download them for free. They are Mac and PC only, but the fact that he's put so much time and effort into them and they've made things so well, and this goes for, again, so many modders that are out there. OK Used Mods, this is his stuff over here on the left. You know, the garage, the gas station. The fact that you all spend so much time with your passion, with your hobby in Farm Sim is so much appreciated, because many times you don't get anything out of it. And unfortunately, a lot of times you get like nasty comments of, why didn't you add a purple tire to that? Some people just aren't grateful. Others are, but you usually only hear from the ungrateful people. Train yard. We built a train yard, so we've got an area where we can actually run the train as intended. So we can actually dump grain into here. It's stored in the silos, and we can run the train through, and it will actually pick up the grain, and then we can go sell it. Train yards over here. We've got loops. The loops all work. Jay Wheezy, again, one of those modders that, wow, probably the most, important mod of the year, adding the ability to drop a train in. Absolutely amazing. The fact that it's free, he's listening to everybody as they're providing feedback, and he's making updates is really, really impressive. What else have we added to Convoy? We added a cattle company because, so the base game map, when you get into No Man's Land, and I've had people ask this question, like, how'd you get rid of all the trees? How'd you get rid of everything? So when you spawn in No Man's Land for the very first time, you spawn over here. And you can see I tried to hide the base game store. It's right there. But you spawn right here. And if you buy the land, there are, I don't know where they're at, but there are a couple of, they might be right in here. There's a couple of logs that you can cut. And when you cut those, I don't know where they went. I might have covered them up. All the trees go away. So you delete the trees immediately, and then you also delete the rocks. So those go away for you, which is really, really helpful. But the animal dealer was still here, and I kind of had to keep the animal dealer, so I just expanded on it a little bit. This is Dean Henderson's cattle company. So we've got them here because I haven't purchased any animals. I really was trying to do this farm properly. So we've just kind of made a little way to get off the road, down over the railroad tracks, and go over to the animal dealer. And that's really the extent of the additions that I've done since. Oh, well, yeah, I put this railroad in, and I did a little theatrical kind of video on it, again, on the train mod. The one thing that I wanted to do, I had this ridge line up here, which is all trees, and I just, to me, something about an abandoned railway really kind of struck home. I just think it's super spooky. It's like up in the hills. You can imagine a train running through the hills at night, making sounds, and then there's nowhere to go with it because this is a base game map. So it's not a base game map, but it's a base size map. So I put some of these in. Goes over the grass hayfield, but then it just kind of ends because I can't go any further. And I know Jay Weezy created track that is now it has like degrees of increase or incline or decline to it, but there was no way I was going to be able to go from this height down to there with 5 degrees of incline. So it just goes to nowhere, and that is kind of where we're at. So lost a helicopter. This has been an expensive stream so far. Completely lost my helicopter. But let's get into some farming. So let's jump out of, let's try parachuting again. So if we come back in here, I'm going to turn my run multiplier down to 2. This is kind of an interesting thing to see as well. We don't see this a lot from folks that play the game. So what are my base settings? I typically run with the multiplier on 2. I'm going to turn off flight mode. I am going to keep the HUD on so you all can see where I'm at. And when I jump out of here, we're going to jump down. And we are in the game. So I'm going to farm. I'm going to plant a little bit. You are welcome to ask questions. I got some music, right? We had some music added. Let's see here. I might not bring it in while we're playing, but yeah, I got some 80s tunes going there for that intro screen. And I am prepared. If anything happens, okay? So I've got that start stream. If something blows up, I've got this. The old 8410 blew a turbo. We're standby, fixing a problem. We're not fixing a problem though. Everything's fine. There's no problems. So let's go back into here. There we go. And I will turn that music down and off. There we go. So many nice, things for creators out there. Again, there are some very, very talented and wealthy creators out there that are able to, you know, purchase a lot of things. But the majority of us, we do this for fun. So we greatly, greatly appreciate. There we go. I'll turn the mic up a little more, just a smudge. Is that a little better? There we go. We greatly appreciate things that are available for free. All right, so let's take a look. Where is my? Let's come into the map. You can see what I've planted. So I've got this done. We have been, I've been baling a little bit. So let's go over and check this out. So if I come over and check out this, we got a little more to bale here. All my bales have rolled down the hill because it's fairly steep. But I need to find my planter. Where in the heck did I... Oh, you know, I know where it's at. So we need to go. I promised Convoy High School that we would get them corn for the football season, so we need to get that in the ground. We've got corn. This is going to be beans. This is going to be partially corn and beans. I think maybe corn over here and beans here. I need probably some more grass, too, for hay. But I promised down here around 59 and 60 we would get them corn for the football stadium. So let's go and see where the planter is. I think I pulled it in. I did. It's right here. It's an 8590. It's got, you know, duals on the front and the rear. Really nice system with a... What is this, a Maximerge XP on the back? I thought this was going to be a problem with weight, but absolutely no issue. So let me pull it out. Let's get it tanked up. And we will see. So what do I got? I've got virtually no seeds in it, and I've got a little bit of fertilizer left. So we're gonna need to tank it up. And I did download the vehicle control add-on mod. Loving it. It is like GPS for all your vehicles, but it is so much easier to use. Where the heck did I put my seed tender? Well, this is the general area where I usually fill up, so let's back up here. I might need to go get some more seed. I didn't think about that. Drop the planter down. Probably let this 8590 warm up. It's chiptune. It's deleted chiptune. It sounds beastly. It is. Oh yeah. She's a running son of a gun and really sounds good. I'm gonna put the parking brake on so I don't roll away. Jump out. I need to find where at the heck I put my dang. I've completely forgotten where... Oh, I think I know where it's at. Hold on. Because I was starting to... You know, I was playing a little bit, and then I think I might have gone over... No, it's not over there. Where is my... We're going to find it. I'm using probably one of the coolest new trucks that's out right now, and I forgot the modder that made it. It's not Crownzilla. Might be DTG. No, it's a 1970 C30 flatbed that is all mangled up, and it is beautiful. Sounds great. It was over here, but I don't know where. All right, forgive me. We're gonna have to. It's not there. It's not there. It's not there. It's not there. Where did you go, seed tender? All my fun toys. There's my Ram. What in the heck happened to it? Did I delete it? I've done that before. It's right. I am at. It was right in front of me. Yeah, right here. So here this is. This is a great, great mod. I love this. Just an old 454. No, I don't want to jump in the skid steer. I want to jump in this. Listen to this thing. He's still working on it. It's got a couple of minor issues with the camera views. Love this thing. She's seen some work on the farm, but let's get her over. Emergency guy, howdy. How are you? Welcome. Let's see, what have I missed? Your grandpa. Graham, I really appreciate that. I do like hearing that. Let's take a look here. So your grandpa had the horse farm, golf cart, Kubota tractor, running Kubotas. Okay. 1070. Old Chevy Camaro. Nice. Very nice. I like to hear that. I think we forget that farms are, I mean, they're family, it's family history, right? The generation upon generation have started, many dating back into the 1800s, and they've grown some of these farms into some really impressive areas, impressive acreage. And I like to hear it. I like to hear where you started, where you're going, what you're doing, what your struggles are, because farming is a struggle right now for so many. Prices, regulation, you name it. It is not easy. So let me jump in. Let's refill that. So we're going to go ahead and refill our fertilizer, and then I'm going to go ahead and also refill. So I'm hitting R on that, and it's just because I'm so close to the vicinity of the stuff. It will go ahead and just start adding it. You can see it coming off the truck. Now we are full, and this should realistically be enough for that. So let's fold up. Again, we're going for a drive here, folks. We've got to actually exit the farm, and we've got to head over to the high school back behind the football stadium. We own the land, but we promised them we'd have corn in the ground for them. It's summertime right now. We're probably, again, we're planting a little late, I know, but it's farm sim. We can make things grow anytime we want. So let's go ahead, let's pop this up. And while we're driving over, let's go ahead, let's bring in some tunes. My tunes not come in? Where are my tunes? Did they turn off? Standby. We go. Bring some tunes in while I drive over there. Slip Top 74, how are you, man? Good to see you. Thanks for coming. We're cruising over to the fields behind the high school, and it's a bit of a drive, so I'm just cruising, letting people chat. Got some 80s going on here. Out here on the Lincoln Highway. Slip Top, you're streaming now too? That's awesome. Really awesome to hear. It's fun. I tell you what, it's nerve-wracking though. It's absolutely nerve-wracking. When I started, like, I'm saying kudos to those that do it. Like right now, like I gotta get a system because now we're trying to stream. I got some music coming in. I'm driving. I gotta get a proper computer because now I get super conscientious. Like, oh, there's a stutter. Like, I get it. Stuff just costs money, but I'm doing well. How are you? How is everyone on the stream? How many people we got? We got maybe 10 people. That's awesome. I love it. Welcome. Hope you're having a great day. I don't know where you all are in the world right now, but it is toasty in Indiana. Let's see here. Did you get any of the rain that's been happening? I'm over in South Dakota, and we got hammered. All the farmers' fields are flooded. Yeah, your basement got hit. That's terrible. I'm so sorry to hear that. That always really worries me. I'm in a basement right now. I'm in my basement. And that's sickening to think about, water coming up in your basement. We did not get a ton of rain. We've just had a lot of heat and humidity. Very, very humid. But I know the South, Florida got hammered. Texas is getting hammered. Slick Top, you don't have a camera yet? You'll get one. It's baby steps. Baby steps for all of this. We get better. I think the best thing we can do as a community, really for all streamers out there, is be patient. Let us make some mistakes. We're going to make some mistakes. It's not going to be perfect. I'm not, a live news network. Even they make mistakes too, my friends. We'll get there. We'll get there. You slowly but surely you build up what you've got, and hey, maybe who knows? You'll be that next. Who's the big channel that has like millions of followers in Farm Sim? Not the crew, but what's their name? Can't remember. It's the guy why can't I remember that? They have a million followers. It's amazing, spectacular work. Somebody will have to tell me who it is. I don't remember their name. Okay, let's unfold. I'm going to show you this vehicle add-on. Let's get this 80s tune out here. Not Gold Gaming. Hey man, you're going to get there. It's not the Stovers either. I'll tell you that right now. Who are they? Who the heck are they? Crew? No. I don't know. Someone will tell me. Okay, so here's what we got. We got this very, very small field. I promise, it's right behind the football stadium. You're going to notice one thing, too. I found out on Mac where the heck the game files are. Yeah. And the squad, yes, Gold Gaming, thank you. I knew it was crew, squad, group, something like that. They're spectacular. They do so much. I think that really just shows you the community of gaming. The fact that you've got a million plus viewers watching your content, really spectacular, and so many others too. It's great. But you can see my grass here. I found out on Mac, because I'm on Mac right now. I'm running on a Mac Studio. I never knew where the heck the game files were, and I watched the tutorial on YouTube, of all places, and found out where I can download textures. So I've got some new grass textures. My grass is now super tall, and I've got some new field textures. You can see here. Ooh. I've got, I think, a new lime texture, but I figured it out. So you're going to see what we got going on here. And, all right, so vehicle control add-on. So you've been stuttering. I hate it. It drives me crazy. I got to look at my RAM. All right, we're doing okay. We're doing just fine. So vehicle control add-on. It just basically, it takes the width. Like, it's not GPS where you have to go in and calculate it and, like, calibrate it. I think it's Control W. Okay, so right there, it's not. Oh, is that accurate? I think that is accurate. It's already set up for this. So right now, okay, so I can drop this down. Plant and corn. I can turn that on. Then I can activate it. No, I want to bring that back here. Activate it. Now, the tractor is not going to just start. I have to still drive it. So now I'm gonna start driving, but it is going to follow these lines. So now I skipped a little bit right there, but you can see it's actually properly following on a 90-degree angle the field. And when you get to the end, I should probably turn my blinkers off. Okay, I can pick up, and I can properly do this. So it knows that I automatically turned off guidance steering. Now I'm going to turn, and it goes ahead, and it selects the next row for me. Then I activate it, and then I drop it down, and now it's perfect. So nice, and I didn't think I would actually really like it, but I do, because A, you save a lot of product. You're not putting down more fertilizer or seed than you need, but it also adds a little bit of realism to it that I like. Again, we'll get to the end here. We'll come back. We'll do a nice pass around the end rows. So we'll pull up. It knows as I turn that I don't need guidance steering anymore. Oops, did like $10,000 worth of damage right there. So, okay, let's talk Farm Sim 25. A lot of people are talking about it. A lot of videos out about it. And I don't think we really even know anything. I kind of want to wait to do a video on it until we have like some concrete substance. Because right now it does not feel that way. I would love to have damage. That's one of my asks. If I come back here and I clip this guardrail, boom. How cool would it be if that row like broke off right there? I don't know if it's possible, or at least cause the damage to the planter to go up. I don't know. Maybe I'm living in fantasy world. That, and I want oil changes. So I know there is a mod that just came out, and it's called like Realistic Failures. Is that right? I think it's in beta. But it seems to add a little bit more, like, you can have battery failures, you can have overheating, you can have various scheduled maintenance. I just want to change the oil. I think that would be a really nice addition to the game. Just make me change the oil and the filters on a schedule and let me be able to buy them. I think that'd be cool. And then if I run it out of oil, I cause damage. But again, I'm not making any predictions on 25 until we have true information about it. We know the color so far. It's going to be green. And I bet we're probably not going to plant. That is so off. No, it did it. Surprisingly, it did it. Well, it missed it a little bit. Missed it a lot. But that's okay. This field was an afterthought from when I put the high school in. MRCS 007, my friend. How are you? I see you. That's next level stuff. Yeah, so asking for service wear damage. We have damage right now. You've got intervals that the game calculates to, you have to go in and pay for things to get the tractor serviced. I think your yields can go down. I think the performance can go down as it is. But I would like to have like proper damage. I don't know. We'll have to see. Baba, you got to run. Appreciate you coming in. Safe travels for you. Go run some errands. Do your thing. Yeah, we'll be streaming again. You have a good one, all right? Thanks again for coming. All right, let's drop this down. And away we go. And again, this was a super simple field to plant. We're planting corn. Probably, honestly, going to let this just go all the way through to a point where we can make a maze out of it. Because this is the football field. They wanted it for football season. So I doubt we'll even make any money off of this. And now we can come around, we can do our end rows. So now I'm going to turn off the guidance steering. We can go in cab if you want. And we will just tap these end rows. I guess I still had a row to make right there, but that's fine. We'll do this end row here. You know, and technically we could probably, if we know we're gonna run this as a maze, I could go grab a plow, and we can just plow it in the form of the maze that we want right now. Let's do that. We know this is going to be a maze for all the kids here in Convoy. So let's get this planted, and I'll show you how you can make your own maze. Pick that up. Let's turn that off. Let me back up. Let's get this fixed over here where I missed. You see how pretty that is? I really like that. So again, this was the vehicle control add-on mod that allows you to just run the angles of the map. So running 90-degree angles, running the exact width of the implement that you're using. And it's an extremely simple, like for me, it's Control W and Control A and Control C. And then you can reset it by doing like Control Shift W, and that resets the width of the implement that you're using. It does not, at least as far as I'm aware, use any type of course that it follows, but what it does allow is for me to come over here. So we did that first row. I can turn it back on. So I turned it off. Now let's turn it back on, and it knows exactly that that's that final row that I need to put down. Now when I drop down, turn the planter back on, and we can put this final row in, and it will be nice and perfect. I'm not having to use, any special guidance steering mods. This is the vehicle control add-on. It's available on the in-game mod hub. It is Mac and PC only. And that, I know, frustrates a lot of people, especially console players. I get your frustration, I know. There's just so many limitations. And so I ask you this. If you are on console, if you're playing on console, and you're super frustrated about not getting all the mods you want, it is 99.9% not the modder that is causing that frustration for you. It is the limitations of the game on console. It is the limitations of the licensing for the manufacturer, the software developer, in this case Giants. Very, very difficult for them to get, impossible to get scripting mods in console right now that would work well, but virtually impossible to get, not copyright, but trademarked items on consoles. Very, very difficult. So just please know that There are some modders out there that actively, I know, they taunt console players, but the majority of modders are not limiting console players intentionally. It is just because of the limitations that are presented to them. I don't have a solution for that. Candidly, I don't have a solution for a lot of things, other than I know the response is buy a PC. Well, that's expensive. That's very, very expensive, and I get that. Happy Horse. So I tried that. Robert, thanks for making a mention of that. I found that in King's Mods. I didn't feel like it did anything. Happy Horse mod. Does anyone have any luck with that? So what he's talking about is a mod where you install it. It's a script, and it basically makes your horses have proper health, proper food, proper water, and exercise on a calculated time basis. But mine still continued to be super dirty, and they looked like they were about to die. So I have no clue if it works or not. Maybe I didn't give it enough time. But you are correct. Happy Horse mod in King's Mods. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. It did not appear to work for me. All right, so we mentioned, so this is, in our land, we just put corn in the ground, but we're doing this mainly for the high school kids. Again, they absolutely love to have a corn maze when we get into the fall, especially football season. They'll do tailgating out kind of back behind the football field, and then we've got a corn maze. We'll take a piece of fence out there and let the kids come in and do the maze. But we need to make the maze. So how are we going to do that? Well, we're going to stop. We're going to kind of break, we're going to say scene. We're going to break character here for a little bit. We're going to go into the editor. We could do this a couple of ways. So we've got this planted. We could come into here, and you could just basically paint whatever. So you could come in to decorations or landscaping, painting, and then you could choose something. So whatever you want the ground to look like, forest ground in this case. And if you wanted the entry to your maze to be here, you could just paint it in. So as I drop this down, now what we did there with seed is there's no longer any seed that's going to pop up there. The other way you could do it is you could jump out, and I'm going to use right now Store Deliveries mod. So this is a mod where I just hit Shift Option S in my case, and that is now putting the store right here in this field. So I can go in and buy a tractor. Let's just go buy a small tractor. Let's see what we've got. Let's do this with, let's grab this 5E. So there's a 5E, and we'll buy that. Okay. And then we would come in and we would maybe try to find a plow. So something small, something very small. That is 1.2 meters. That would do it. Takes about all of our horsepower. So we do that, and then you could come in here and we can connect. I think I'm on the wrong side of that. Let me come back here. Yes, there we go. And again, using manual attach mod, highly recommend you get it and use it. You think you'll hate it, you will not. It is a lot of fun. So let's pull that up. So here's the other way you could do it. So if you wanted to do this like properly, so we've got our cornfield planted, and then we're going to come in with our maize. And if this is going to be the start of our maize, you know, you would then just drop down here and you would start plowing. Okay. So I'm conflicted here because part of me is like I want to do this properly. Another part of me wants to just come in and do it with painting because I want it to look right. And honestly, we're doing it live, so I feel like I'm gonna really mess it up if I'm on a tractor. So let's do this way. So let's make this maze. Let's pre-build a maze. And I think you could also probably use, in this case, painting. So Alien Jim added, yeah, you can use plowed state. So he allowed for plowed state to exist. So if that's the start, and let's just say we want the end to be here. Okay. So now let's move this up like this. So there's a path that way, and then we need to come over here, and let's make a line there. And let's see, is that going to be too wide? It's a little wide, so let's bring that down just a little bit. So the entryway, very wide. We want to make sure everybody's getting into the maze. They're happy. They're not afraid. And then it gets a little smaller. So let's do that. There's one little run. And that comes back like that. And then let's have this come this way and maybe do like that. And this way. And let's have an arm go off here. And then another going that way. And then like that. And then we could do like, that's probably good there. I should have like Googled proper, I don't know. You know, let's run this one all the way up like that. Are there circles in corn mazes? I don't know. Well, maybe we can add one. We'll add one to our corn maze. So we'll do like a circle. We could spell the Stovers in this if we wanted to. Here's that. Bring that over like this. I'm also being very subconscious not to like accidentally draw anything offensive. I don't think I've done anything offensive yet, but I didn't even think about that. Like, be careful, Stove. Be careful. Okay. That, and then let's like bring that down like this and over. And then up, and then let's make a couple of lines here, and those could connect. This could be like a big area over here. We could draw like a tic-tac-toe board in here if we wanted to. Like that. Okay. And then the exit to that will be here. And then we'll make like this. See, I would have messed this all up trying to do it with a tractor. But you could do it with a tractor. That's highly doable. And then this is going to come here. And then let's do like an arm up like this, over, down, and then you exit. And then we should probably connect, I don't know. I think everything is good there. I think that's a good, that is a good corn maze. Entry here, come around, you go this way, you go up, you go all the way up here, you do the turn, you come that way, you go right, you go up, you go left, you get into that, You come over here to the tic-tac-toe board. Tic-tac-toe board, you can go anywhere you want. Coming down, over, around. Boom. You don't want to go there. You'll get to a dead end. You got to go up. That's perfect. So there you go. So that will grow now. There will not be corn where we just painted that arable land. So there you have it. We've got corn in. We're good. I think the high school kids are going to be really, really happy. Hop back in. Let's go and plant. So I'd like to get done with corn. We've got a little bit of corn left. I got 7.5 bushels left in the tanks, and I've got about 70 gallons of fertilizer. Let's head over to a little area up by the sewage treatment plant, and let's plant a little up there. And if you're just joining us on the stream, thank you so much for stopping by with the Stovers. I'm Dustin Stover, just a guy who plays Farm Sim, enjoys it, loves the community, loves the mods, loves the idea of building maps and building kind of your dream farms. Really no rhyme or reason for wanting to stream today. Just felt like I wanted to do it. It's super hot outside in the Midwest. There's no sense in being outside. The grass is very brown, very little rain, and I thought, what the heck, we'll hop on. I said I would do this, where I would just randomly jump into the game, play some of the game, and you'd stream it with you. So this is the area where we need to get a little bit more corn in the ground. So the last of the corn is going to go here. Now I'm going to need to go get some, so let's lower the planter. I think I'm definitely going to need more corn for this, so we'll lower the planter. And we'll have, so to the right of me is going to be corn. To the left is going to be beans. Now, here's the other thing that, I'm an idiot, didn't even think about this. So many times we feel like we have to have, a field has to have, a separation in it. I've got to have a separation and a fence right here. No, you don't. This is just one large field. I can plant multiple crops in this field. This side over here can be corn, and this side over here on the left can be beans. It's fine. So that's what we're going to do. But I got to go save my game. Highly recommend you save your game, and you save your game frequently. Let's go back over and... we showed up into the cow barn. That's okay. Let's run around. Because I think we're going to need more of this seed. Is that going to be enough seed for what I'm doing? I think I might need to go get another tote. Yeah, let's hop in. Let's hop in the old 70 here. And it's usually, I don't love driving this thing on the highway, but I think we're going to have to today. Let's head over to the tool shop. Oh, see, he's working on this mod. He's working on this mod. The camera is slightly off, so that's okay. It's actually kind of a neat look. Kind of like you've got your arm on the side of, you know, you're cruising. Usually the camera's a little further over to the right. And Marcia says, save early, save often. Could not agree with you more. Absolutely, I've been bit in the butt so many times. Not saving. Ethan, hey, how are you, man? Good to see you. How are you? Welcome. How are things? We're running into town real fast. We got to get some more seed. Taking the old 70 Chevrolet. She's got some rust on her. She's seen some stuff. Okay, this truck has seen many years of hard work, and she's still running. And I've actually got a story of that. So I about 3 weeks ago, my daughter and I, my youngest, we have a family friend, a long-time family friend that really, I mean, when I grew up, they were like an aunt and uncle to me, really more like a grandmother and a grandfather to me. Do you have neighbors like that are just so close? These folks were amazing, still are. And the wife grew up on a dairy farm in Iowa. And I've heard about this farm for years. And unfortunately, her husband passed away about a year ago. And I thought, I would really like to see your farm. So a year ago, my youngest daughter and I, we drove her out to her farm on fall break. Had the best time, the nicest family. We got to meet her sister. We got to meet the folks in the town. We were in Ottumwa, Iowa. Beautiful town. It's actually where the Mocos are made, the John Deere Mocos. There's a big factory right in town. It's huge. But got to see this farm. And so when I was there the first time, there was her father's, I think it was a 1988 CK2500 Chevrolet Silverado model that had been parked for many, many years. In fact, I think it had been parked for, hadn't been driven for 12 or 15 years, somewhere in there. And I said, hey, this is a really cool truck. And they said, well, it really doesn't run. It's kind of parked. I thought, okay. Well, this last time we went out, I had it in my mind, we're going to get this truck running. And by golly, we did. We got it pulled out. I don't have any video of it because, again, it's just kind of a fun family moment with my kids, my daughter, and family there. Got it pulled out. Had a big John Deere 4440, which I got to drive for the first time, which I thought was awesome. Pulled it out. Had to put new battery in it. Had to do, fluids, oil. Put a new gas tank in it. New fuel pump, new sending unit, fuel filter. It had to run on ether, I think, to start because there was a big hole in the gas tank. We got that replaced, got that all, and it ran. We got it fired up, got all the fluids topped off, and it drove. We drove this truck. It had been sitting for, 12 to 15 years, and I thought it was so cool to see it running again, and just shows you that, things aren't necessarily, don't have to be thrown away. Some new things now are. They're completely throwaway items. You get them, they fail, you throw them away. But there are some items, objects in the world that they stand the test of time. And if you put a little bit of effort into it, a little bit of energy, a little bit of money, well, it's not much though, you can get those things running again. And this thing ran, it's sitting there. I think when we go back, we'll be able to drive it and use it. And it's so cool. And that's why, I look at this truck that was just created, and it, on a real farm, this thing would have so many stories to tell. But it's still running. It might not look beautiful. What in the heck? There we go. I was trying to remember what the keyboard shortcut was for straps. It's R. Turn that off. Yep. Okay, there we go. Might not be beautiful. Might have a little rust on it. Kind of like me, got some dents here and there. But by golly, it's reliable, and it will get the job done. How much do we have here? We've got very little. Oh, we've got 393 gallons. That should be enough. Okay, so we came over here to the farm shop. Again, I'm getting these stutters drive me insane. I've got to get a proper computer. We're gonna get there, team. We're gonna get there. Ethan, you said Ottumwa, Iowa, not far from the Mount Pleasant. Very nice. A beautiful area. You think of Iowa, and I thought, like, super flat land. Like, no, this part of Iowa, very hilly. Beautiful land. They do a lot of contour farming out there. All right, so we got another thing of seeds. We've got enough fertilizer. We got the case, skid steer on the back. Let's head over to the planter in this field. On the map, we're kind of in the central area of the map right now. The sewage treatment plant is over here on the right. I'll show you that. I've not done any role play in here. That's Convoy DPW owns this area. We can run back here real fast, and I'll show you what we got. Just a little driveway up into here, backs up. We've got, sewage pumping station. This is where all the water is recycled. Comes in here. Take care of that. Things can get really nasty here really quickly, and there's not a lot of stuff around it because you can imagine it gets a little bit of an odor to it. You don't want that. More pumps and filters and just purifying areas. Again, you're probably laughing at me, and some people look at this and they're like, this is Farm Sim. Why do you have that? Again, Farm Sim can be whatever you want it to be, and if you're building a community, you can build a community. There's so many simulation games out there. Surprisingly, Farm Sim has so many characteristics of other sim games in it, built into it. We've now got trains. You can build some infrastructure. You can, do... And they might not be connected to anything, but you can definitely role play and have fun with it. Let's pull in here. I don't know. This is a two-wheel drive truck. It's got a 454 in it, 3-speed manual. Back in this particular era, this is 454, probably only made about 180 horsepower, but it probably had about 375 foot-pounds of torque, if not more. I think it's likely carbureted. 3-speed manual, probably a Muncie 3-speed if I had to guess. Maybe a 411 gear in the rear. Big heavy-duty rear end, big heavy-duty tires. I don't know. What is the lug pattern on this? This is a 2, 4, 6. It's an 8 lug. So any Chevy aficionados out there, you can probably tell me this is probably built on the CK30 chassis, I think. So big shocks. Probably a locker in the rear. Maybe a 411. I don't know. MRCS says, what's my current computer? What am I going to build? Very good question. So I'm running a Mac Studio, a 2022 Mac Studio. I'm one of the few people that does gaming on a Mac. And I did it mainly because I needed an all-in-one computer, something that I could have family photos on, I could edit, I could do graphic design on, I could play a game on, I could stream on. But I'm clearly at the limitation right now. I'm at the red line of what the computer can do with the amount of mods that I Starting to see some serious stuttering. And if I want to do larger maps, I want to do more things, I've got to upgrade. And there's a couple of, I guess, ideas that I could do. I could upgrade the Mac. You know, this is an M1 Max chip with 32 gigs of RAM. It's basically a base 2022 Mac Studio. There are now M2 Ultras and M2 Max chips. I could upgrade to one of those. They have significantly more cores for GPU, CPU, RAM. Supposedly extremely fast. The base M2 Ultra, I guess, is comparable to the base Mac Pro now. But do I want to do that and still not have the ability to run Giant's Editor? Because Giant's Editor, to actually make maps, make mods, you've got to run Windows. So I've been looking at building a Windows system. And I know so little about them. But I've been looking at AMD's... here's the thing. With YouTube, you can go online. You can learn anything you want about anything. It's one of the... it's spectacular. The knowledge base that is on YouTube is amazing. So I've been watching like reviews of computer builds, and there's some really good YouTubers out there that have, you know, builds in the 1,000, like they rank them. You know, here's the best $1,000 build. Here's the best $1,500 build. Here's the best $2,000 build. Things are tight. Things are very tight, as they are for most folks right now in the world. I would love to be able to build a system for $1,500 and have it do what I want it to do. And not, again, not going to be like the highest end thing in the world, but I think I can. Probably will spill over into that $2,000 range, but we'll see. So I think I need to do that. As always, talk to your significant other, though, before you do these things. So I will be doing that. All right, let's get the old farm truck out of the way. And this is going to be it for corn. This is the last area of corn that we've got to plant. Really almost perfect on my seed purchase. We're at $439,000. I don't know what. So here's what we have to buy. So we've got to buy more seed to do beans. We've got to then go to Dean Henderson's. We've got to get animals. We've got to get animals in. I think we're going to do a combination of Angus beef, and we're going to do some dairy cattle. We'll likely have the Angus out in the pastures. We'll keep the dairy cattle in the barn. I don't know how much we're going to buy. I don't know what we'll be able to afford. But we've got to get animals on the property and start mixing up our food, using some of the supplies that we have. All right, how should we plant this? Let's turn this on, and let's see. How do I shift that? Oh, you know what? I know what I gotta do. I think I have to turn with it, and then it will turn on my 90. There we go. So let's start here. Get the last of corn into the ground. MRCS, what do you recommend for the system? Are you a gamer? Do you build things? I'm open to anything. I wholeheartedly admit that I know very little about it, so I welcome anyone that has suggestions. Corn going in the ground. in there, you can see just by turning, the guidance steering turns off. We can then, let's try something here. Let's see if we can stay in the cab. Let's see if I can do this. So we're gonna stay in the cab for this. Usually I'm not able to stay in the cab. I always have to jump out for some reason because I get disoriented. There's that. Turn this back on. That's going to go properly in there. There we go. Drop that down. Second row. RCS replacing an old iMac with a used iMac Pro. Very nice. iMac Pro, those were some beastly computers back in the day. The Fox Gamer 1 using the train mod. Yes, it is very heavy. Suggestion. So you can do a couple of things. Jay Weezy has an update to his. He took EasyDev, excuse me, and redid Super Strength. So his version of EasyDev has the proper strength calculated into it. So if you go to his itch.io site, you can download his EasyDev, then it will work. You can also use, I think it's Iron Man or Superman. There's another Superman mod that allows you to pick them up. But yes, the trains are way too heavy for the base configuration of Super Strength to pick up. So you've either got to go and download Jay Weezy's updated EasyDev, or use the Superman or some other mod that exists out there that lets you pick up the trains, because they are thousands and thousands of pounds. And then don't forget, get the store deliveries mod. The store deliveries mod is so important for trains as well, because if you don't have store deliveries, they're going to spawn back at the original store. And that original store might be many, many miles away from where your track is. And then you've got to pick the dang trains up and carry them over the track. If you just store them or use the store deliveries, I gotta focus here. Focus. If you use store deliveries, oh, I did it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I went around the tree, it turned off. I came back around, I turned it back on. Use the store deliveries, it'll just spawn right by your train tracks. It'll just boop, pop right on. So I'm not going out of the cab. I'm staying in the cab. We're going to try this. Staying in the cab. Pull that up. Okay. Reverse. Turns off. Forward. Super Person. Yeah, that's what it is. Super Person mod. I think that one has proper parameters put in to pick up your trains. If not, you'll need EasyDev. You'll need Jay Weezy's version of EasyDev. Or if you're really comfortable with it, I don't know what you are comfortable with in the game, you could technically go in and modify the file, your existing EasyDev file to work with a higher weight rating. So I said we're not going out of the cab. So we get up here, and we just turn. If we want to do it right, we can lift up the planter. So we'll do a run around this area. So we've lifted the planter, hit V, come around, and then when I get here, and I turn back to the west, drop it back down, and then it will keep our 90 these guidance steering rows going. Awesome. Yeah, if you know basic coding and you know how to go into the XML, I think you could probably change the XML to a higher weight rating for super strength. Oh, I gotta. No, I'm sorry. See, that was like psychological. It was like instilled in me. I'm not supposed to get out of the cab, but I did. It's okay. I'm allowed a few of those. There we go. Drop it down. Forward and away we go. And we're planting corn in the western side of this field that we created. And we're on no man's land. Remember, no man's land. So this started out as nothing. This was just open grassland with trees and rocks. And we are now have a fully built custom map built in the map editor, and we're planting corn. I wonder if okay, let's try something. I'm gonna turn off. Let's see if we really do this for real. Because I have had luck with just turning off the HUD, and that helps with some of those stutters sometimes. So the HUD is off. Now, the problem is, yeah, I don't see anything. That's okay. We're gonna deal with it. We're like real farming now. We don't have a HUD in real farming. Why is my wheel turned so far? Okay. I was just over a little too far, I guess. Oh, there went 10 grand. Ran into a tree. Alrighty. Guidance steering on, forward, drop it down, away we go. No HUD, interior camera view only. Let's see how this goes. And I will probably have to come out of the cab to do the end rows. So everybody got planned for this weekend? Why is the train railing so difficult to do to keep it turning from side to side? the train railing so difficult to do? It keeps turning side to side. Getting it on the rails. Yes, 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 yes. I feel your pain. I don't know is the answer. I don't know if it's the way Jay Weezy had to code it to have proper weight distribution as it's driving down the tracks. He did create what he calls a re-railer track. And that is a piece of track that basically it has collisions on each side, and they're kind of like a funnel. You can see that. Can you see that from my hand? So his re-railer track, it's like a 100-meter long track, and it has collisions that come down like a V, like this. If you put one of those in and you lift your locomotive or your rail cars up over that collision, because it's not very high, up over the collision, and you drop it down, the collision will allow, kind of like a funnel, the locomotive to come down and lay on the track. That's one way you can try it and makes it a little bit easier. Again, that's called the re-railer track. I didn't even know it existed, and I think one of the big YouTubers did a video on it. Might have been Clutch, actually, or the Farm Sim guy. Did a video on it. It's out there on YouTube. It shows you a much easier way to get locomotives on your track. Ultra Productions, you're building your map this weekend. Where are you building your map? Curious. What map are you on? I have forced myself not to build any more maps until I properly played this one. So that's why I'm doing this stream right now. Play the game, do some streaming, actually put seed in the ground, harvest that seed, make some money, and then like do it over and over again and just have fun with it. But then the creative side of my brain pops in and I'm like, man, I really want to build another farm. Blank map? Awesome. Do you have a general region of the world that you're focusing on? All right, forgive me. I'm going to have to come out of the cab because I've got to do these end rows now. And I mean, I think that was pretty decent that I got that in without coming out of the cab, or coming out of the cab only once. I think we can probably get one more row down right here. Oh, and I got a little more to do over there on the north side. Florida. Interesting. What is the primary crop that you're going to be planting? Danny's Model Trains, man. Thanks for commenting. I'm building a custom Teton County. Nice. That is a spectacular map. Really, really like it. I started playing it, and then I started building the No Man's Land map. I haven't gotten back to it, but it's a beautiful map. I think there's row crop available for it now too, if I'm not mistaken. I have not done a lot of the row crop planning yet. I'd like to try it. I'd love to get row crops in No Man's Land. That way I can actually have proper rows here, but I don't know if that. I guess I could learn to do it, but then again, that would force me to buy a computer. Alright, so we're just gonna do the end rows of this, and I think we'll run the corn over to about here. I need to check and see how much product we have. tanks. Let me check that. Let's check the, let's come and see what we've got in there. It's getting a little low. Yeah, I think I might need to bring this over. Hold on, let's just go ahead. I don't want to run out of seed. We can always suck it out of the planter. Cotton. Very cool. Danny, I really appreciate it. You know, I hope to be a very good YouTuber for FS22. I will say there's a lot of really good farm tubers out there, but I really, really appreciate your support. It's a great community. This is a great game. I like all types of games. I like first-person shooters. I like first-person racing games. What I really like about this game, though, is the fact that it isn't violent. It's so popular, yet it doesn't have all of the pizzazz of some of those real big AAA games, but yet it's so good. And, you know, doing this on YouTube, really, it's kind of a relaxing thing for me. Like, it allows my brain to just have some fun, have a little bit of creativity. So I plan on continuing to do it. But I can't do it without your help. So as long as I've got the support to do it, and I've got people that are enjoying it, I will absolutely continue to do it. So thank you. There we go. Dropping a little more corn in. That was almost perfect. Now I think we'll probably have to suction out some of this corn. I think there's too much here for what we have left to plant, but that's okay. It's not a problem. We can always save it for next year. Uh-oh, there went 10 grand in there. Uh-oh, there's that. Again, he's working on it. He's working on it. Just consider me putting my arm out the window as I'm driving the truck. And yes, I do have mirrors turned off. Again, that's another way to get a little more FPS out of it. I'm asking this computer to do a lot, really, for what it is. And I appreciate you sticking by. There are some folks out there, again, they're running like 4K 60. You know, you can tell in their videos and their streams, like they've got it dialed in. Again, I'd like to get there someday, but it's baby steps. All right, let me close those, turn this back on, and get these end rows finished. Oh, you know, I didn't even think to talk about, I put a baseball field in. That was one of the additional things. So when we started the stream, I hopped in a helicopter, wanted to take you all around and show you Convoy, Ohio, and then I accidentally ejected from the helicopter. The helicopter flew away. I don't know where it went. It went off map. Like, it is away from keyboard. It's gone. So then we jumped back into flight mode and flew around and showed you some of the updates we've done to the map. But I forgot to show you the baseball field. Danny, you say, what mods am I using for roads and buildings other than Snake Bizzle? So if you see a road that looks really, really high polished and high quality, it's going to be Snake Bizzle's road path. If you see a road that looks painted, they're painted. I've mainly painted those roads in with just paintable textures. For buildings, combination of Snake Bizzle, OK use mods. I'm trying to think. A lot of stuff in here is in-game mod hub. It's just all platform stuff. And then for a couple of the building areas, like the Convoy Nuclear Generating Station, we built those out of blocks. So it's just completely custom. Like there's some production stuff thrown in there. There's blocks. There's some. I do a lot with bridges to act for like ceiling panels. They work really, really well. I'm trying to think what other mods that I've used. Snake Bizzle, OK use mods, in-game mod hub stuff, and I've used some Swiggle mods. Swiggles has some really nice mods out there too. Check and see too. Do I have? Oh yeah, that's why. Okay, so I think that's probably why I'm getting a little bit of stuttering right now. You can see vehicle control add-on snap direction. It's showing those there, so I probably should turn that off now. So I don't need it to snap. How do I turn that off? I don't need it to snap anymore because I'm not going to use the snapping feature of it. Well, I guess I could here. Yeah, I think that turned it off. No, it's still on. Turn off. How do I turn you off? If I don't want it on anymore, let's do this. Let's go into here. Adaptive steering, free steering, lane guidance. That's all there. I want to turn it off when I'm not using it. I'll have to fiddle around with that. Nelly, Squad 16, hey, how's it going? Thanks for coming, thanks for joining. How are you today? Just putting some seed in the ground, getting the blast of corn in the ground with some fertilizer, liquid fert. I don't know if we're going to use this for silage. I don't think we'll use this as cash crop. I think this will all be silage. Corn, we'll chop it. Use it for the animals. So we'll have a combination. We'll use this for silage. We've got hay way up on the hill by the train track. Excuse me. I think that muted when I coughed. Hope I didn't cough in your face. I did not mean to. And then we got beans. We'll use the beans probably for cash crop. Everything else is going to go directly to the animals, which we still have to buy. We've only got $400-some thousand in the account. So we'll have to see how many animals we can get. Oops, I did not want to turn off my monitor. Right now we're planting with an 8590 chiptune version. She sounds good. She's definitely straight pipe. Sounds really, really nice. And we've got this Maximerge planter. What is it? 1, 2, I don't even know how many rows it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16 row planter. Will I ever make Convoy public? Absolutely, yes. Well, my save game, that is. And similar to Meadowlands, so it's going to be a save game. That's all I can do right now. I'll give you the save game, and I'll give you the list of mods. I'm sorry, but it's going to be on you to find those mods. You might have them already. You might have to download them. The worst thing that's going to happen is they're not going to spawn on the map. You're going to get the terrain. You're going to get all of the vegetation for the most part. So those are mostly base game. And you're going to get all the contours, and you're going to get like the water plane. You're going to get most of it. But you'll have to find the mods yourself. I just don't have any way to share them. I know some folks like put them in zip files and upload them to itch.io pages. I just don't think it'd be proper to do that for the mod makers, because really it is best if you can download the mods from the mod makers site. It helps them out more. Scotland in the house. How are you, man? Good to see you. Welcome to the channel. How are things over there? Hot is a tea kettle here in the United States. I was going to use another word, but then I might have gotten like a strike, and I don't want that. Hot, 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 hot in the United States. I don't know what it's like over in Scotland, but I welcome you. We're just planting corn. I think we're probably done with corn now. Let's turn this off. Let's go ahead and fold this up, and we've got to now focus on getting soybeans in the ground. I was going to put more lime down, but I do not have the soil profiles for this map yet. I need to buy those. Wet, wet, wet. Yeah, I hear it can be a little wet over there. It's fairly dry here in the States for us, except for certain parts of the country. Southern part of the United States, Florida, Texas, Dakotas, I think, get really hammered with rain, which, you know, they likely need it, but maybe not the amount of rain that they've gotten so far. Hopefully it doesn't impact their harvest. Very dry in the Midwest for us right now. It's in the high to mid 90s Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Celsius. You'd have to tell me. I'm your typical American. Yes, I apologize. I have not internally or inherently learned the conversion factor, but it's 97 degrees Fahrenheit with about 80% humidity, 70% humidity in Indiana right now. It's warm. It's toasty. So while we're cruising back in the old 8590, we'll turn some tunes back on. Where'd they go? They went away again. Oh, so I'm running my tunes off my iPad. I gotta turn it back on. There we go. Yeah, there we go. little 80s mix. I got this from Creator Mix. I was talking a little about this earlier. This is their 80s Ocean Drive album. Always appreciate companies. I'm not sponsored. There's no sponsorship. I'm just using their product. Always appreciate companies that make it easier for YouTube creators, content makers to have some high quality stuff without like having to buy things or go through, you know, difficult hoops. It's really, really appreciated when that happens. So that's one of the things is Creator Mix. And I love the 80s. I was born in the 80s, love the 80s. So off to the left, corn is planted. That'll be silage. We'll cut that fresh. To the right, we've got a little bit of lime down in areas. I was going to lime the entire thing, but I was trying to do it, you know, properly by, like, let me turn the 80s down a little bit. 80s are getting a little too powerful in my ear. I was trying to do it properly, so I was like going to the store and buying lime, putting it in the dump truck, then getting the wheel loader out, and that was taking forever. So it's got enough lime on it for what we need to do. We're gonna fit? Yeah, we are. Okay, we're good. Oh, and I bought that. Yeah. Okay, I just thought about this. So we need to get the stuff out of this. We need to get this cleaned up because I think we're done for corn planting. So let me park this over here and open it back up. Go ahead and turn the 80s off. There we go. Fade the 80s away. And we'll drop that down. We're just going to put this here. We'll turn this off. There we go. And let's hop out. I got the, what is it called? It is the fiber. Is it fiber? So I downloaded this. I'm going to try this out. So we're going to use this for when we actually are spraying. Probably for weeds. Or we'll do some pretend like we're spraying for insects as well. But very, very cool trailer. I like the fact that you get water into it. You use the pump, and then it combines the water and then the fertilizer or the herbicide or whatever you're spraying into your sprayer. Very, very cool. And then there was so over here, there is a water fill station that came with the mod. And this is in-game Mod Hub. This is available right now. It is, I think it's all platform. I think it is. I could be wrong, though. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But I think it might be all platform. Very, very cool. You can mix your fertilizer there. So we're going to get the corn growing, ultimately going to chop it. We'll get it in the harvest store. I don't know if we'll use the bunk over here. I'm using this bunk more for like storage. I got the Volvo in here right now. This is what I was dumping all of our lime into, and I got a new lime texture as well. I think it's nice. It's less white. Like the base game lime texture is this bright white lime. And this has got a little more of a dirty texture to it, which I kind of like. What do we need to do? Oh, we've got to go. Okay, let's go get, and I'm not going to make you run over to get this, but let's go grab old trusty here. Whoops. The C30 454. Let's get this back to the farm. And what the heck? We'll go inside. We'll hang our arm out the window. But we need to get this swapped out with some soybean seed. My seeder for beans does not have fertilizer tanks on it, so we're going to have to come back in and fertilize after the fact with the sprayer, which that's okay. And I'm sorry, I have yet to remember who. You know what? Stand by. We're going to figure this out. I want to let you know who made this mod. Because I can't remember. Where's my phone? Let me go in. Let me find this. I am going to... Because I forgot who made this mod. FarmSim22 itch.io. It's one of the more... It's a brand new, very popular mod. There it is. Oh, yeah. Cerber Crow 2. Cerber... I never could pronounce his name correctly. This is Cerber Crow 2. Am I saying that right? I'm probably not saying that right. So sorry. But it's out there on itch.io. It's free to the public. It's available. Very, very cool mod. Love it. And, you know, the funny thing is, so he said he's working on the cameras to get the cameras fixed. I kind of like this because, again, it's like your arm's out the window. You know, you're just kind of headed back. There'll be no air conditioning in this truck, so the windows are down. Just enjoying a nice breeze. Okay. Let's hop out. We need to get this. I want to get this cleaned up. So here's our cedar. And I've got this hooked up currently to the 8410. Just pulled it out. Was going through it, looking at all of the... it's brand new. Bought it for the farm. So CCS seed metering. I don't know. What is the model of this? I can't remember even who made this. Pro Series opener. I don't know the model of this. I don't know what this is. But it's a very nice mod. It works very well. But I've got it open, but it's just a big seed tank up top, and it does not inject fertilizer or anything into the ground. And I need to know, where is my... Do I have... I don't think I've got a... what's the word I'm looking for? Power washer. Where's my power washer? I don't think I ever put a power washer in. All right. So we would technically, I think if we were doing this in real life, I would probably put the power washer right in here. So let's move the 5403 out of the way. And let's go into the build mode. And this is tough. This is not easy to get things added inside of existing mods. So we talked about some of my FarmSim25 wishes. And there's so much out right now. A lot of FarmSim tubers are talking about FarmSim25. There have been some of those Easter eggs that have come out. We know the color of the game. It's going to be green. We don't know much more about it. We know FarmCom is coming up, and there may be a release. There's actually some theory that maybe June 25th there could be a release, because Giants likes to make announcements on Tuesdays, and then maybe they'd like put... Well, I think the 25th of June is a Wednesday, though. Yeah, so maybe July 25th. That'd be a Tuesday. They might make an announcement. I'm not making any like predictions on what it's going to have, but I am happy to talk about what my likes are, what my wants are. My first want, I want some type of damage. I really do. I think if I bump into something with my planter, like I did on that field back there, I think there should be a damage score that is assessed. You know, I ripped that row off that planter, and maybe if that's not possible, at least just increasing the damage score or the condition of it, and maybe, I don't know, shutting that row off? Possibly? My second thing, I want to be able to... I want the map editor to be a little bit easier. Now, Giant did a fabulous thing in 22. They made the map editor significantly easier than 19. But I'd love to have an easier way to come in and add things. So like right now, I want to put, and I need to go into productions, generate, no. It's going to be in buildings, and it's going to be in tools. So there's the Karcher, I don't know. Then I've got some downloaded items down here that are slightly bigger. So this is a Karcher washer. But if I want to put this in my building, to do it, you've got to like properly align where you're at. And then you've got to like kind of guess, kind of turn it a little bit, and then push this over. And I think that's on the wall right there, but I don't really know. I don't think it's clipping. And then I've got to turn that off, and then I can put it down. Now I've got to come out of the map editor, and then, yes, okay, so I think that looks okay. It's not great, but we'll deal with it. I would love for there to be more options when you're placing items, including elevation. So right now we are really limited when you put an item down. So let's go back into the map editing menu. We are limited to basically, and I don't know how it's coded, but if I want to put something down, it's based upon like where my cursor is. So if I put this here, I am at the mercy of the editor for where this goes on the ground. I could put it up here if I wanted to. I don't know why I would. I wish there was a way that I could change the elevation or the plane at which this is sitting. Instead of having to rely on where my cursor is. That would be a huge, huge plus for me. So that's kind of my running list of things that I would like to see in Farm Sim 25. I don't know what you'd like to see. I know we want more realism. I think more realism would be awesome. Better skies. I know we've got dynamic skies right now. This game can be beautiful at times. Can be absolutely beautiful. But the sky can be so terrible. And I don't know if that was just done. I don't know why that was done. I'd love to see the sky get better. And again, these are not major criticisms. These are just positive feedback, constructive feedback for what we could have better in the game. So let's get this seeder out of the way. Jump on the 8410. One of my favorite John Deeres, I think, honestly, of all the tractors that are out there, this series right here is one of my favorite. Pre-def, 270, 290 horse. Not the most powerful thing in the world, but it has a lot of the internal creature comforts of some of the more modern Deeres, but then it has some of the older mechanicalness to them. And this sounds great. This is from Skywalker Farms. This is a spectacular mod. So just moving that out of the way, I want to get the this over, get it unloaded, cleaned up, because I don't think we're going to be needing to plant any more row crop. Now, I forgot what unload is for. I'm going to have to turn back on my HUD here just a moment. I do not remember what it is. HUD visibility on, and then let me let it save. Always good to let things save. Come in here. Let's turn the help window is on. So, fold seater, turn on seater. How do I unload the seater? Can you even do that? Deactivate. Maybe you can't. I wonder if we got... Okay, let's try something. What if I got a Pro Box? So, let me try something. Do I have a Pro Box over here? I did at one time. I think I might have gotten rid of them. Yeah, I got some right here. So these are some empty Pro Boxes. Let me see if I can pick this up. Yeah, so this is empty. Can I put this over here? Can I enter the Pro Box? No. I was going to see if there was a way to basically fill the Pro Box. I know there's a way with sprayers that you can empty them, but I guess there's no way to empty this. We've got, right now, we've got 19 bushels of seeds and 125 gallons of fertilizer in it with 7% damage. So we did do some damage to it, which is good. That's what I wanted to have happen, but for 25, maybe a few more percentages off, because I literally ripped this row off when I hit that tree. I don't want to grow crops. I don't want to enter global settings. No. Okay, so we're going to have to cheat it. So let me turn off. Super strength is off. So the way we would cheat this to get this completely emptied of seed, we come in here and we go into our vehicle menu. And we go to our fill level with seeds and we say empty. Now that's empty. Our fill level for liquid fertilizer is now empty. If there's a better way to do that, someone tell me. I don't know. I don't think there's another way to do it. So let me hop out. We could probably just turn that off. Everything's warm. The 8590, is it 8590? It's an 8530. I called it an 8590. I think this is a 380 horse tractor. I didn't buy the most expensive. Let's come in. Let's go ahead. Let's grab the power washer. So satisfying. We can come in here and look. Just spray these out. Get this all cleaned out. Get this thing cleaned up. We want that fertilizer out of there. Liquid fert would get super sticky. We'd probably want to run water through it. Clean it out. Blow it out. Check all the rows. We're not gonna put this thing away ready to plant, but we're definitely not gonna put this thing away dirty, filthy mess. We want to have it kind of clean. 8530, we're gonna keep using it, but hey, while you've got the power washer out, go ahead and power wash your equipment. Might as well. No, Huber, I love your map. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It's no man's land. You all could make this yourself, by the way. And I know I say that a lot, and folks are like, no, I don't think I could do it. I think you could. Because it's no man's land, you can go in and build your own. It would take a while, but I promise you, you could do it. I really do feel like you could do it. And even if it were just a test to see and learn more about farm sim, I think you'd have fun. And hey, we're also building other folks' farms. So if you've been watching some of my my speed build series, thank you so much for the folks that have sent in your farm. I've got probably a dozen farms to choose from. I'm going to put those in a hat. We're going to pull it out. I'll likely pull it maybe this evening. I'll contact you if your farm was chosen. And I'm going to want to make sure I know about your farm. Again, I don't want you to, I don't want to give out like all your personal information. I don't want you to feel like that or worried like that. But I want to hear about your farm because I'd like to tell the story of your farm and just, generations, how many years you farmed, what you're farming, and then get it built in the map editor, and just kind of showcase your farm. Because there's so many cool stories out there about farms and families. And I like to build farms, and sometimes I lose inspiration. I don't have an idea in my mind on what I want to actually build, so it's nice to hear from real people on real farms. So we're getting this put away. We've got got it all cleared out. We've got it cleaned up. We're not going to repair it. We'll repair it over the winter probably. And let's go ahead and store it. Again, using the manual attach mod. So Z gets the hydraulics undone, and Q drops it off the 3-point. Danny wants to see a flyover of Convoy. Absolutely. Let's do one. Let's do one while we're here. So, and funny story, Mr. Danny's model trains. Again, we started, I was way up. I bought a helicopter. Okay, so I've got my little Armageddon style. In fact, we can run up there real fast if you want. I think I've still got... yeah, so we can take some of the trails up here. So we can come up this way. I've still got the super speeder on. Come up one of these trails. We can come around. Come up into the forest. Come up here. This will take you up back behind the chicken coop. There's the chickens. Are they doing okay? Yeah, they've still got food. I don't know why their food is floating. I have no clue. And you come over here and you got the old abandoned railroad track. We did a video on that. The ghost train comes through here. I'll tell you what, you can hear it when the wind is just right. The wind is just right. The sun is setting on a specific night. There is a General Electric locomotive comes through here. Boy, it's just screaming. That guy's looking for his last load. I don't know where he's at right now, but these tracks run all the way along this ridge line. And it goes far. Yeah, you want to fly over and an equipment tour? Sure, I can do that. I think I've got a video equipment tour, but I can do a walkthrough of where we're at. So let's do the flyover first. So I had a helicopter here because this is my Armageddon bunker. Many people ask, why on earth do you do this? This is farm sim. Well, it's fun. It's fun. Why do we do anything in farm sim? Because you can come in here and you can see, you've got this underground bunker. This is an in-game mod hub. All platforms, by the way. Very, very cool. Let me turn off my HUD visibility. There we go. And then when we made this together, and I've got a video out on it, all I did was we put some buildings on top of it. So when you come in here and you open this up, this is displaceable items. This is the actual mod over here. And you can go in it. You can open this up, and this will open, and you can go in. And it's a bunker. It's a hardened concrete bunker, and it's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. I forgot the modder who made this, but it is available on the in-game mod hub for all platforms. You can come in here. You got some surveillance cameras, which is very, very cool. Are those? No, because it doesn't have my... I thought that would be awesome if that was actually live, but it's not. That's okay. You can live down here. It has a sleep trigger. And then there are these things that you can store. So this goes up into the upper area that we've just covered with some other placeable items. And then you can go down one more level, and you can store more stuff down here. There's a vehicle tool shed. There's all sorts of stuff down here that you can do. Again, no, it's not realistic for a traditional farm in Farm Sim, but it's Farm Sim. This is awesome. And again, like I always say, the stovers in Farm Sim are rich thanks to EasyDev. So why not? If you had unlimited funds, wouldn't you build an underground hardened facility? I think you would. Okay, so again, we could have taken the helicopter, but I ejected and it flew away. So you'd like to do a flyover, Mr. Huber? Absolutely. Let's get in here. Flight state on. Hub visibility's off. Let's make sure I've got my multiplier on so we can fly around. And let's start. So really, the entire map started over here in this corner. Why isn't my super speed working? Standby. Turn. Oh, because I didn't have it on. There we go. Here we go. So the entire map started over here. This was the gas station that we created, and then I added the interstate in. From here, you can look. So we're in the upper northeast corner of the map. So you can see up here on the map, this is no man's land. We are way up here in quadrant number 10. We're looking south, and you can see the edge of the map. We built this area up. Since really, I guess, creating this, I have added let's go down, kind of a farmer's market in here, a sell-all point. This is where I can take stuff and sell things. You know, there's a field there that I haven't done anything with, but this is kind of your local farmer's market that's here. And then this gets you on the interstate. So this is let me turn this down just a little bit. Running multiplier is a little spicy. There we go. Okay, so then the interstate takes you over all the way across the northern part of the map. You've got DOT right there on the right. That's where if we get snow, they can handle some of the snow. We did add a train to Convoy Nuclear Generating Station. I think this is really kind of cool over here. We built this together as well. And this is a 100% custom build. So, you know me, I geek out on things all the time, and I like when I'm building a map to make like infrastructure. I think it's really cool, not just farm. So we had to get power to the entire city, and we wanted to do so by boiling water through the use of nuclear fission. And so I've gone through a few revisions of Convoy Nuclear Generating Station. If I had to say this is probably the best, it's a little discombobulated, but it's mainly made up of blocks, concrete blocks, and then just placeable items. So in real life, this would be like a pressurized water reactor if you're familiar with nuclear engineering at all. It's a single reactor. The reactor is over there on your right. The turbine hall is here in the center. There's a switching yard for electricity, and then there's some cooling towers over here on the left, and then a cooling pool to pull in water for the evaporators on the loop of the reactor. And we can actually go in here because I built this, and now I'm geeking out, so we can turn off our flight mode, and I built it so that we can actually go in here and do some role-playing. We can come in here. Now, this would traditionally be all locked up and closed, just be sealed. But we can walk in here, and we've got the main containment area, containment building. of the reactor. The reactor would be behind those concrete walls there. But we can go down into the basement. This actually gets pretty spooky at night because it's pretty dark in here, and you've got just these lights that are on. You can walk around. We've got, oh my gosh, there's a leak. Look, we better, don't go over there. That might be radioactive. And we've got, you know, some pumps and some hoses, whatnot in here. That's going to take you over to the, you know, this area is going to get you over to the turbine hall area. And this is another reason why my maps like stutter all the time, because I've got so many layers of things on them. Then we run up here, and we can come around. These were those stainless steel containers we were hauling that one time, and I dropped one. The EPA was not happy with me. We can come around, and we go up into the main containment area. So this is we're going up to the operating floor of the reactor. We can come up here, and we can look down. Oh, there's your reactor would be in there. It's a silo, and then like some steam condensers and whatnot. But just, again, this is the neat thing about Farm Sim. Whatever you want to do, you can make. So we're actually in something, and the hardest part about Farm Sim is getting a roof. So many placeable items, they don't have layers when you look up. They don't have, what would they be? Textures. So you just look up to the sky. Well, bridges do. So that is a bridge that's up there, and it works out pretty well. So we can come back down, and then we can go over to the, whoops, we can walk over into the turbine hall. So this is the turbine hall again. It's just all placeable items. So we've got the turbine hall in here. This is where the electricity is made for all of Convoy, Ohio. I don't know if I've ever actually showed you this particular area, but it's kind of cool. It's just, it's stuttering because there's so many productions over here. There's stuff. This would be a big turbo generator that makes electricity. And then we can certainly jump out. Well, I guess we'll go this way, and we'll go back up and around and hop back into flight mode, but that is Convoy Nuclear Generating Station. So let me turn flight mode back on, flight status back on, and we've got our multiplier on. That's there. There we go. Let's hop up. Let's head over. This is, we're over here on the east side of town. We built this lake. So this is a really cool lake that we put in, and there's some really nice trails that you can walk around over here. Timothy Williamson, hey, how are you? Thanks so much for coming by. Ultra Productions, you found a really cool power plant mod. That would be awesome. I'd love to see that. I don't know if I have that. But here's a lake that we put in. We've got a small little dam and spillway over here. And I do have one boat that kind of works. There's a little dam and spillway. Again, DPW would run all of this. There's a little pump house over there to control the spillway as well. And as we move across, we've got more fields. And this is the Assembly of Freedom. This is the parody of Cletus McFarlane's Freedom Factory. And if we actually come down here to the entryway, you can see that the Crown Victorias all over, right? Assembly of Freedom, you come in, and there is a drag strip that we built together, which actually is to scale, a quarter mile based on the game. And I've actually run a few of our trucks down here. No, see you next time. Thanks so much. Appreciate you stopping by. So there's the drag strip, and then we've got Cletus's figure 8 track over here with the burnout area. We've got his shop. Again, I just thought it would be kind of fun. There's a little dirt track area to play on over here as well. And that takes you to, we're on the south side of the map. This was the original farm of No Man's Land where we built together, and it's just like 5 fields. It's very, very simple. And it is next to the neighborhood. So the neighborhood is here. And we can fly down into the neighborhood. It's very, very hilly in Ohio. And those homes are up there on the hills, which I thought was kind of cool. Let's run over here. So we've got the The train yard, which is here. That's where our trains come through. There's some factories, some industrial type things. Dean Henderson's cattle company is over here. We're going to buy cattle from them very, very soon. When we go into town, we've got a shipping distribution factory here in the very center of town. We can bring trucks in. We can also run the train through here, and we can dump into these silos, and then we can dump from the silos to the train, and the train can then go off and go to sell points throughout the map. Over here, we've kind of got fast food areas, Dollar General, Wendy's, Taco Bell. Had a problem there one time. Auto parts. We've got a Ford dealership. We've got a Prairie State tractor. Huge thanks to the rental man Buck for releasing this a long time ago. This is a mod pack that's out there that he provided. It's so great. Who do we got? Farmer C, I sent you an email about my farm. Awesome. Thank you so much. Yes, Farmer C's talking about I Build Your Farm. It's a series that I'm doing where I build your farm, and folks have sent me things, pictures of their farm, history of their farm, and I'm going to poll the next one probably tonight or tomorrow. I've got almost a dozen submissions to that. And don't worry, if you don't get picked, we're going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep building farms. I just love to hear from real people about real farms. We try to recreate them in Farm Sim, and I try to do it in under an hour, live to tape for you all to view. So Farmer C, really thank you for sending your farm in. I will absolutely take a look at it. I basically take all the farms that are submitted, I label them A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I dump them into a hat, I pull it out, and that's the farm we build. So I'll let you know. What else do we have here? We've got some more gas stations. There's a coffee place to get coffee there. That's an in-game mod hub, I believe. Corgi Cafe is available in-game. Okay, use mod stuff. There's a bank. There's kind of a main street here, which is neat. The church. Again, I'm getting some stuttering. I'm going to get a new computer. I'm going to build one. I'm going to do it. I sound like a broken record, but I'm going to have to do it. Some more rental property, U.S. Post Office. There's the town hall right there. We come over here to Convoy, Ohio High School. This is a Snake Bizzle mod right there, which we've got also our high school football field. We just planted over here a corn maze. We planted corn. We made a maze out of it. Little bitty switching yards. Where do you find the ball field? The ball field is Snake Bizzle's. Snake Bizzle's itch.io page. It is in there. It is a publicly available mod to download. Here is just a little switching yard, and this is the tunnel that we built. So I actually created a tunnel out of these trains, which I thought was kind of cool. It actually works. We can fly in here through this tunnel. It's a DIY tunnel with what is available to us in the map editor. So it's definitely thrown together with nuts and bolts and duct tape, but it works. I think it's pretty cool. Works really well. And then just, again, some kind of areas for the train to run on, some service roads for train inspection. We can run all the way down here. We're on now the far east side of the map. You can see we're getting back to the old farm. It's the old man Johnson's farm there. It's not in use, but we can rise up and you can see our farm, the town there. Again, to the left, you're looking south. To the right, you're looking north. And this is Convoy, Ohio, based on No Man's Land, which was built 100% custom just for me to have fun. And I think that might do it for today. Let's kind of recap what we did. We planted corn. We've done a lot of tours. We had some 80s music going on. Let's bring that back in. Oh, yeah. There we go. Nice little outro for everyone. I'm going to stream. I don't have a schedule to stream on. It's kind of when I feel like it. I can get a schedule. I know a lot of YouTubers do that. They do it on weekends or evenings. I kind of just feel like going live when I feel like going live. And I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to keep playing this map. We've got so much more to do in Convoy, Ohio, and I cannot do it without you all. Thank you so much for coming along, checking out the channel today. We'll see you next time right here on the farm with the Stovers.